Welcome back, Chrono Troops, to more Smite Assault with your boy ChronoKitty here, today playing the mage Tiamat. We are getting into the game now. It's about to launch, and we'll be playing with two tanks, a Guardian and Warrior respectively, Ares and Chalk, with also a Assassin Kali and a mage, heal mage, Baron Smite. Well, it depends on how he builds, but he's a very strong healer if he decides to build that way. And we'll be going into also an enemy Warrior Guardian on the enemy team, Vamana and Umoja respectively, and with two enemy hunters, Cupid and Neith, and then the mage Kokol Khan. Really strong mage Kokol Khan. And now we are just gonna go ahead and build and get out there. We have really strong CC, as you know, with the Ares ult, and then also with the Chalk ult. Very strong CC, very strong shutdown potential there, very strong pull potential. The enemy team does not have that, but they have two extremely strong tanks as well. They have Vamana that can go from almost no life and then straight into his ult to bully us and then also gain life during that process. And then we also have an enemy Umoja, who is one of the best, if not the best healers in the game, in addition to her ability to CC our player, my team, and tank for her team as well. So all in all, it's going to be very difficult of a game. Enemy team actually has two healers, if you don't count Vamana's self-heal. And if you don't count Neith's small little heal she can get off of her weaves as well. But two really strong healers, and that is Umoja and both Cupid, who can heal teammates with their abilities. Unlike my team, which only has a single healer, Baron Smite, and does not, stand a chance against Umoja's healing. He would have to build entirely and completely healing, which, I'm not sure how he's going to build yet. That's entirely going to be on him. But I'm playing Tiamat today, and my job is to get wave and also to get as many kills as possible. Tiamat is a stance switching god, meaning that her abilities are different in the stance you happen to be in. I am currently in flying stance, and I have leveled my ult. I've put 3 in my X or 1 ability, and I have put 1 in my A or 2 ability. My actual stance switch ability is my B ability, which you do not see that I have leveled it yet. And it's because right now, in this early game, we don't need any more than my flying stance. As we move further into the game and I'm able to buy some more items, I will be... Ooh, that's good. That was a really good pull by our Ares there. As we kind of get further into the game, I'll go ahead and start leveling that as I can start building a little more able to use my ground stance. My ground stance changes the way my abilities and also my basic attacks. My basic attacks in flying, got a kill there on the Vamana. My basic attacks, like a standard mage while I'm in flying stance, are going to be ranged. But when I'm in ground stance, my basic attacks are going to be physical right in front of me, right? And also my abilities are also more right in front of me. My abilities change quite dramatically when I'm in ground stats. I act more like a little mini tank. I'm not a full tank, but I'm more tanky. In fact, even my passive changes when I'm in ground stance or flying stance, and my my passive changes to make me more tanky when I'm in ground stance. So right now we are going full damage. I do not need to be right up in the enemy's face, even in ground stance, which is why I didn't level my B right out of the gate. I'm going to be first leveling my X ability, and then once I have my X, we got a ult by the Baron. He's going to hit anybody. He did get a grab on the Vamana. The Vamana ulted out of it to get away, and now our Kali is getting caught out. She's going to have to jump away and get back to get some healing. The buff on the right is up, and they know there's no way we can grab it. So they're just sitting there waiting for their team to go over and take it. Yeah, they kind of really pushed us out there. We are a kill behind. We are about 300 gold behind. But all in all, it's still the early game. It's anybody's game. Neith on the enemy team, and I on my team are the high levels. So we are doing well with what we have. I am worried about the amount of healing on the enemy team and wondering if we're going to have to go with a lot of, or some more consistent. That was a random ult by enemy Emoja to lock down my team. We were successfully able to get out of it. Baron with a clutch heal for his team. I'm just trying to do as much damage as I can so we can get those kills. And now we got a med now, and looks like on the left wasn't our chalk. Looks like we have someone that went for buff potentially. Yeah, it looks like it's down. Recently it was taken, so that's good. That's the strategy I was telling you about. Just grab the buff, even if your team's not there. If it means securing it from the enemy team and keeping them from having it. I just saw the Vamana out of the corner of my eye ult. I have a Cuckoo on me. I'm trying not to hit the Vamana. When he is in his ult, he can actually... Ooh, there's the Cuckoo ult. The Vamana can extend his ult. Oh no, that's going to be a finish on me if he keeps taking damage. So you kind of want to avoid the Vamana while he is in his ult, and then once he gets out of it, then go ahead and focus him. Of course, at that point, he's then going to use his abilities to try to run away. He has really good escape potential. That's why it's so important after he comes out of his ult. If you have a lockdown, go ahead and try to lock him then. I went ahead and while he was working on our back lane, I went forward to try to keep the enemy team at bay a little bit, and then I kind of do-si-doed around him to get back into safety with my team. I'm going to go ahead and next item after Doom Orb, I'm going to go ahead and build the Breastplate of Valor, as you see, and I think it's a really good pick into this enemy team, as well as specifically for Tiamat. I am going to, at some point, be building my stance switch, and when I do that, I'm going to need a little bit of defense to help tank, as opposed to just relying on my passive, my armored scales to tank for me. And then on top of that, it's going to allow me, Breastplate of Valor is going to allow me to just spam my abilities more frequently. And there's again the Cupid ult as well. And now here's the Vamana coming in. We are 2 kills down. Our Chalk is up trying to pressure. He is getting poked out hard. The enemy team is getting kills. We're 3 down. The Baron got himself a grab on the Vamana. We are now down 4 kills. The enemy team is pushing hard, and now the Ares ulted. I'm going to try to get a stun. It unfortunately a half second too late. My ability is up a little slow. We are just getting pushed around, poked out. Enemy team is just taking their sweet time, getting kills on us, and doing everything right. There is a whirlwind behind me, so I had to push up a little bit. The enemy team was going left, so I could not go left. So I had to go up and to the right a little bit before I could back into that space again after the whirlwind had ended. I'm a pretty good Kukulkan player, so I just instinctively knew when that was going to be gone. As a really good Kukulkan player, I'm not afraid of stepping into whirlwinds unless they're going to kill me. So I am not horribly afraid of getting right in front of Kukulkan and doing damage to him. Just now is getting close to the time that I have the ability, because now I have my stance up. The Cupid did not get me in his ultimate there, and that is the first time I haven't been hit by the man's ultimate. He has hit me several times. 2 of those times have led to my death. The 3rd time I was actually able, I had enough life, I was able to eat it and walk out. So hopefully that is more of a sign of things to come. I'm going to go ahead and focus wave as much as I can. I'm going to try to poke out the enemy with my own whirlwind. Unlike Kukulkan's whirlwind, my whirlwind actually follows you around. It doesn't do quite as much damage as his, but it does follow you around, and it does actually at the end of it. Really good ult by the Kali. She is going to be able to get out, and then she got a heal by the Baron as well. That girl had 0 life. Like, I think she went down to 1 life. That's how her ultimate works. She went down to 1 life when she left the tower, and then she was healed up. So really good job by the Kali there, trying to get something done and pressuring the enemy team out a little bit. The Vamana has once again pressured the back line. He was really on the wrong god right there, and now we have the Ares ult. I'm going to try to get a stun on. I'm going to go ahead, and we got the Baron ult. All right, we have a game going. I'm going to go ahead and go in. I'm in ground stance now. Let's go ahead and ult. And now the enemy team is almost completely down. We're all going in, and we're going to go ahead and take down the Neath as well. The only one up is the Cupid, and I'll go ahead and stun him, or knock him up, and allow the Ares to get the finish. Now it's tower time. We're all on tower. Our team's going for tower and the next wave. The enemy team is completely down for another 5 seconds. The Kukulkan comes back up. We can now safely enter into second tower. And no one likes second tower more than me, more than a Hobbit loves second breakfast. We'll grab this and go ahead and start pushing up to the enemy Phoenix as well. I'll start the wave, and then now we can easily decide whether we're going to push or safely go back for more buffs. Tiamat is a great god. What I did right there, switching from flying stance to ground stance to help our team in the best ways possible. One of the great things about Tiamat in his stance switching is when you switch stances, your abilities are up. You can then use them all over again once you switch stances, with the exception of your ult. Your ult actually has to be up. It's on its little bit of its own timer. I'm not sure if that is just the effect, and that I took everything there, but as you can see, in ground stance, I am a tanky boy. And now I can go back, and now I'm magically in the air stance again, or flying stance, and we are just pressuring the enemy team. We now have a Baron ult. I'll go ahead and see if I can do anything here. Let's go ahead and get that whirlwind out, and then now we can pressure them yet again. And now I'm back, pushing up. We are a 4-on-4. I'm focusing wave. I'm getting hit by the Kukulkan a little bit. I take more damage in my flying stance, but I don't mind. I'll go ahead and just try to do as much damage as I can to the enemy team. And we are in good position to hold this placement. I'll go ahead and toss another whirlwind back there to do some random damage while I'm working on wave, which will push up more of their squishies. The Kukulkan tried to counter me with his static whirlwind. Ha! Static whirlwind. Those are noob ability. I am now in ground stance, and I am ready to go. I'm doing really good. I've only died. Wait, did I think Kali had the Cupid's heart bomb on her, and she jumped back and exploded on me. It's like, thanks, girl. And our team is pushing up now. I'm thinking it's about time for an ultimate, and there we go. There's Baron. I'll go ahead and do as much damage as I can. We'll go ahead and get the kill. Well, we won't get the kill. The team will get the kill on the Yemoja. We have their tank in the backline, Vamana. I'm trying to do as much damage as I can. Unfortunately, I have no abilities up. I just didn't have enough to finish them, unfortunately. And now my ability is up, and now, of course, they're going to be in safer position. This is one of the downfalls of not... hey, what do we got going on here? And we got to finish on the Cuckoo. One of the downfalls of not dying yet is I'm sitting on about 4,000 monies, and those monies could help me build more damage, could help me build more cooldown. Alright, and now we are being targeted by the Phoenix. Let's go ahead and step out a little bit, and hopefully we can take this Phoenix. No, we are being pressured out by the enemy team. 2 tanks are up. I'm going to go ahead and try to get some more abilities there, and that's going to be a finish from the Phoenix that they're going to hand over to the Neath on me. So this it was a really good death in the sense that I needed to go back and buy anyway. So now we'll go ahead and buy Chronos Pendant, which will give us that additional max cooldown in addition to Chronos Pendant's passive, which will actually increase our cooldowns over the 40% cap based on its passive, which I believe every 10 seconds drops all of your cooldowns off of all your abilities, including your ult, by a second. And it'll just keep running constantly and reducing those cooldowns as I use my abilities, or actually even if I don't. And then we'll go ahead and also go into a conduit gem, which will help us not only do damage, but also when I level it to its final form, it'll also help me be a little more tanky as well. It has 2 different effects. You can choose to go with one that makes you a little more tanky and a little more damagey, and then the other effect makes you gives you acts very similar as Conduit Gem, and we're just doing tons of damage here. They did not see the stance switcher come in and doing as much damage as I can. I'm pushed back now. I'm forcing them into the fight. I'm keeping them with the enemy team. I pushed out the Neath. I'm back in to ground stance, and I'm just here doing as much damage as I can to the enemy team. And they just don't know what to think about this crazy Tiamat that just always has abilities up. And we got a kill on the Vamana yet again. Now it is a 5-on-4. The Kukulkan just came up, I believe. Let's go ahead and jump in again. Let's go ahead and get a stun on the enemy team. And now we are pushed up back again to their Phoenix. They're not doing a whole lot of damage to me. Now I'm going to go ahead and just do as much damage as I can to the wave. I'll then throw another whirlwind in the back, kind of pressure them out. I get a stun on the Cuckoo, on the Danger Noodle, and then go ahead and just keep putting as much pressure as I can until my team is ready to or can go in. At this point in time, I need to wait until someone on my team can basically separate the enemy team, or until the enemy team separates themselves by going after us. If Vamana were to try to dive our back line again, or if Neath were to go in, that's what I'm waiting for. The enemy team got a kill on the Kali with their push. I'll go ahead and pressure their back lane. I'll try to do some damage here on the Cuckoo. And I didn't take a whole lot of damage for it. And now I will just go ahead and I'll try to get out of this situation. And that's going to be a finish from the Vamana on me. So the revenge kill by the Vamana. I went down for it. I do have a little more money, but it's not going to be enough to buy the item I want, and that's going to be a Rada Tahuti, which is a $1,600 or 1,600 gold item, and I'm only sitting with 1,200. That is a little sad that I can't do anything with the monies that I currently have, other than well, I can't finish the item specifically. I could buy some pots. I could start another item, which I'm not going to do. That's not the play to slow down my most powerful item that I could go with at this point. The Chalk is really good at trying to push the enemy team around. He's trying to force them to be the target instead of the tower, and because of his tactics, he has kept the tower alive. He kept the enemy team out of tower and out of finishing it. Now remember, the enemy team has 2 hunters. Hunters are really good at taking objectives, and we have 0 hunters. We have taken down the... I don't want to be in this fight, so I'm going to go ahead and jump away, and he is still in his ult, probably because the tower is still attacking him. Alright, now, unfortunately, he went the wrong way. I'm going to go ahead and try to get a slow on the enemy team. Take down this wave. And then now we are back in the fight. Let's go ahead and get a finish on the Cupid. Unfortunately, our Baron went down. I'm going to go ahead and try to get a knock-up on the Neath. And now I can push back. I really want to finish this Cuckoo. I don't think. Maybe I can. And that is going to be a finish on the Cuckoo. Unfortunately, 2 of the enemy team are coming back right at me. That was the Vimana and the Neath were able to finish me off. But I now have enough to buy Rada Tahuti. And now we are going to be going into this game as a really stronger god. This will be a massive power spike for us because we have Rada Tahuti combined with full cooldown with additional cooldown from Chronos Pendant's passive. And since I'm a stance switcher, my abilities are going to be up more often in addition to the cooldown. So I'm going to be all over the place applying this additional Rod of Tahuti damage. If they get below 50% health, then, you know, they're not going to last long at this point after I come out of the gate. My team is doing everything they can to slow down the enemy team. Right now they're fighting I think a 2-on-5. The rest of my team hasn't fully gotten there yet, and because of that, Chalk has gone down. He has played famously out there defending against our tower, but it's alright. Pass the torch to the rest of the team. We are now here. Get your cooldown on, and we will go ahead and do the rest of the job for you, Chalk. I am getting beat up. I'm going to go ahead and try to do a little bit of damage here. Let's see if we can get a kill on the... And we did not get the finish, unfortunately. Just a single hit point life. I was in really bad position, but I did hit everything I wanted to hit. It just wasn't enough. And that just speaks volumes to the enemy team's healing, as well as just really good play style as well. We are chasing, but we are split. The Kali is out of position, and she went down for it. I'm going to go ahead and go in and see if I can make something happen here. And unfortunately, it wasn't enough to get a kill. At best, I just CC'd them. I did do some damage. And unfortunately, wait, we got a kill on the Vimana. Oh, I saw. I think the Kali changed her passive. I think that's what I saw. I thought I saw a Kali ability. I'm like, wait, Kali's dead. Now the team is pushed up. The Ares is up there. And he is just taking a lot of damage. The enemy team is pushing back. The Emoja is low. I really want to get up there and finish somebody. All my abilities are down. I'm sorry, are up, are ready to go. Let's go ahead and see what if we can. Oh, I see. When Neith was Kali's targets, once she reached the certain death threshold, it goes ahead and kind of lets us know that that's actually her kill. Well, I'm not sure I ever noticed that before. That's a good way to keep from killing Kali's target. She has an interesting passive. When she kills her target, she goes back up and I believe gets 75% or full life after killing her target. So we don't, as allies, don't want to kill her target. The Vamana ulted early. That is going to be a problem for the enemy team. That is not going to allow his team to get the kill they needed off of that engage. He is still going in to pressure, but now my team is far more focused on the rest of the team. The enemy team is still doing really good damage to us. I'm going to go ahead and ult, or not, I'm going to go ahead and stance switch, and I'm going to get 2 kills out of that, and this is going to be a game changer for us team. This is the first time the enemy team has really pushed as hard as they've have, and we just decimated them for it. Now the only one up on the enemy team to defend the Phoenix is the Neith. And while she is really good at taking objectives, she is not going to be enough to keep us out from taking this Phoenix. We'll go ahead and just start focusing it, and we have almost 30 seconds. So I think it is time to go ahead, go in, get the kill, and or finish this Titan. We got the finish on the Neith there. Now nothing is going to stop us from just taking this Titan down. I'll drop everything, I'll stance switch, and then I'll drop everything again, and then we'll have this down in just another second, and they never had a chance to get back up. So we played just a little behind that whole game. Enemy team had so much CC, they had so much healing, they were so much better about engage, but it just goes to show one small mistake, one tiny mistake by that Vamana on that last engage cost them the game. And that's how it goes in the late game when, you know, what you choose to do is so much more critical than in the early game. You know, you don't want to die, you don't want to throw the game away at all at any point in the game, but your mistakes become much bigger ones there as we get closer to the end of the game. I want to thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed that, please give me a like and subscribe, and please leave me a comment and let me know what you thought of the video. If you would like to get notified next time I upload a video, please go and smash that notification bell. I want to thank you for watching, and as always, have a super day, guys.